Have you ever set down your morning coffee, listened to the refrigerator hum, and realized that the only heartbeat you hear in the entire house is your own? For millions of American men over 60 who now live alone, that moment of quiet can feel peaceful at first. But hidden inside it are health challenges that build slowly, silently, and dangerously. Today's conversation pulls back the curtain so you can spot those threats before they steal your freedom. Grab a comfortable seat and maybe a notepad, because we are about to explore eye-opening science and, more importantly, simple steps you can take starting right after this video and to keep enjoying life on your own terms. In the next few minutes, we will unpack 5 specific health risks that hit older men who live solo harder than any newspaper headline ever admits. Runaway blood pressure, malnutrition that slips past appetites, silent trip hazards, mood shifts that cloud memory, and doctor visits postponed until it is almost too late. For each risk, we will walk through a real-life story, explain the biology in plain English, then finish with practical fixes you can weave into your daily routine without spending a fortune. By the end, you will feel confident, prepared, and motivated to turn living alone into living well. Loneliness may look emotional, yet cardiologists now call it a cardiovascular condition. When conversation, laughter, and gentle touch disappear, the body releases extra cortisol and adrenaline as if bracing for danger all day long. Those hormones tighten arteries, raise blood pressure, and thicken blood, setting the stage for heart attacks and strokes even in men who exercise regularly or keep a healthy weight. The cruel twist is that you cannot feel the damage building. Everything seems normal until the emergency lights flash at the curb. That is why awareness is the first life-saving tool you will deploy. Picture Jim, a 68-year-old widower from Cleveland. After decades of driving long-haul trucks with his wife navigating beside him, retirement dropped him into an apartment where the television became his co-pilot and frozen dinners filled the glove box of his fridge. He felt relaxed, no deadlines, no traffic, but during a complimentary pharmacy screening, his blood pressure spiked at 170/100. Jim shrugged. Yet overnight headaches and swollen ankles soon followed. His cardiologist broke the news. The invisible weight of isolation had been sitting on his arteries every hour, squeezing harder than any freight load he ever hauled through the Rockies. Turn Jim's cautionary tale into your victory plan by building 3 tiny habits. First, place a digital blood pressure cuff on the kitchen counter and record 2 readings, morning and evening, just as faithfully as you brush your teeth. Second, schedule human connection into the calendar. A Monday walking group, Wednesday coffee at the Veterans Hall, and a Sunday video chat with family. Even brief, face-to-face encounters drop stress hormones by a third. Third, train your heart like a gentle engine. 20 minutes of brisk walking, dancing, or water aerobics 5 days a week. Those steps cost nothing. Yet research shows they can cut stroke risk by 40% in men over 60. With your heartbeat safeguarded, let's step toward the kitchen table, because the next danger hides not in what you feel, but in what you fail to eat. When dinner becomes a bowl of cereal or nothing at all, your body raids its own muscle for fuel, thins your bones, and weakens immune patrols standing guard against infections. The slide is so gradual that most men chalk it up to normal aging. In our second section, you will learn how a little planning at the grocery store can protect you more than any expensive supplement on the shelf. The modern food industry promises quick, tasty solutions, but many single-serve meals are calorie-dense and nutrient-poor. Older adults absorb protein and vitamin D less efficiently, meaning you actually require higher quality fuel than you did at 40, not less. Yet national surveys by the Centers for Disease Control reveal that 1 in 3 senior men living alone fall short on protein, omega-3 fats, or essential minerals every single week of the year. The result can be shrinking muscles, slower wound healing, brittle bones, compromised immunity, and a foggy mind that gradually steals your independence. Let me introduce Robert, 72, who emailed our channel last winter. A lifelong accountant, Robert prided himself on numbers, yet the one calculation he ignored was grams of protein. Supper usually meant canned chili or microwave macaroni. Good enough, in his words. One icy morning, he slipped on his porch, fracturing a wrist that should have been sturdy. Lab work at the hospital showed his vitamin D level in the danger zone and his albumin, an indicator of dietary protein, just scraping the minimum. For the first time, Robert saw how convenience had quietly undermined the very strength he counted on during decades of balancing other people's books. Here is the recovery blueprint doctors gave Robert, and one you can copy today. Cook once, eat 2 or 3 times. Roast chicken thighs, sweet potatoes, and colorful vegetables on a single baking sheet. Then divide into reusable containers, so a nourishing meal is always 2 minutes away. Keep a high-protein snack basket on the counter. Greek yogurt cups, unsalted nuts, string cheese to blunt the urge for chips. Add a fish night every Friday. Canned salmon delivers omega-3s without fancy prep. Finally, treat sunlight like medication. 10 minutes of midday light arms your body to convert vitamin D, which helps muscles grip sidewalks and bones resist fractures. Small, repeatable decisions beat flashy superfoods every time. When plates are filled with color and strength returns, many men feel invincible again. Yet danger still lurks beneath slippers and favorite rugs. The Centers for Disease Control estimates that 1 out of every 4 Americans over 65 takes a fall each year, and half of those accidents happen right inside the home. A surprising number of hospital admissions begin with a stumble over a pet toy, a power cord, or a slick bathroom tile. In our 3rd chapter, we will turn your living space from a minefield into a fortress, because independence depends on staying upright, and prevention starts the moment this video ends. Balance naturally changes with age as eyesight dims, reflexes slow, and medications tinker with blood pressure. Add cluttered hallways or dim stairwells, and the odds tilt further. Researchers at Johns Hopkins found that men living alone were 30% less likely to spot and fix tripping hazards compared with peers who had a partner's second pair of eyes. The first step towards safety, therefore, is honest awareness of your surroundings, followed by practical upgrades that cost less than a single copay at the emergency department and could spare months of painful rehab. Earl, a 71-year-old widower in Sarasota, believed his bungalow was perfectly safe. One humid night, he shuffled toward the kitchen for water and caught his foot on an extension cord he had run beneath the dining table weeks earlier while rearranging furniture. The fall snapped his hip like a dry twig, landed him in surgery, and sentenced him to 6 months of rehabilitation that erased his savings and canceled a long-promised fishing trip with his grandson. The cord cost $2. The oversight cost 10,000 plus months of painful immobility. Earl admits the accident bruised his pride even more than his bone. Perform your own safety audit this weekend. Begin at the front door and walk each pathway with a flashlight pointed at floor level. Anything that catches the beam, loose rug edges, cords, shoes, must be moved or secured. Replace dim bulbs with bright LEDs and add motion-activated night lights from the bedroom to the bathroom. In the bathroom, install a grab bar by the toilet and a non-slip mat inside the shower. Both together cost less than steak dinner for 2. Finally, store everyday items such as coffee mugs, vitamins, and favorite pans between knee and shoulder height so you never climb a chair. These tweaks trade pennies for peace of mind. Feeling steadier on your feet opens the door, literally, to richer social life, which brings us to the mind. Emotional bruises can be harder to spot than physical ones, yet they harm memory, motivation, and even speech. The Alzheimer's Association warns that persistent sadness doubles the risk of developing dementia within a decade. That means caring for your mood is not a luxury. It is preventive medicine. In our 4th section, we will confront the intertwined threats of depression and cognitive decline that often hide behind the brave smile of an independent man. And we will map out simple ways to keep your brain as sharp as your wit. When conversation disappears, the brain loses the daily puzzles of listening, responding, and empathizing. That reduction in mental workout weakens neural circuits just like muscles left unused. Meanwhile, low mood drips chemicals called cytokines into the bloodstream, accelerating plaque buildup that gums up memory pathways. Harvard researchers tracking 6,000 seniors found that men reporting frequent loneliness declined cognitively at twice the rate of those with robust social ties, even after adjusting for education and exercise. The takeaway is clear. Tending mental health is as essential as checking blood pressure or locking the front door. Sam, a 75-year-old Vietnam veteran from Denver, once piloted helicopters through monsoon storms. Yet after his wife died, opening a gas bill felt overwhelming. He dismissed forgetting names as senior moments until the bank called about a missed mortgage payment. His daughter persuaded him to see a therapist who diagnosed mild depression and connected him with a men's choir at the local senior center. Within 3 months, Sam could belt out baritone harmonies and recite rehearsal schedules without a slip. The music provided structure, the fellowship offered laughs, and together they rebuilt the cockpit control center in his brain, restoring confidence and joy overnight. You can follow Sam's flight plan with 3 simple instruments. First, schedule an annual mood checkup with your primary doctor. Many clinics offer a quick questionnaire that flags early depression, just like blood tests flag cholesterol. Second, join at least one group activity that challenges memory, bridge club, community college history class, or even mastering a new language on free phone apps. Mental novelty grows new neural branches. Third, end each night by jotting down 3 gratitudes in a notebook. Research shows that 2 weeks of this habit lowers stress hormones and improves sleep quality, which in turn sweeps toxins from the brain's memory centers while you dream. By now, your muscles are nourished, your floors are safe, and your mind is humming. Yet one stubborn trap remains: postponing doctor visits because nobody is at home to notice the limp, the night sweats, or the mole that changed shape last month. Skipping routine screenings is like driving without a dashboard. Problems still exist, you just cannot read them. In our 5th and final section, we will examine how building a team of allies, both human and technological, catches whispers of illness early when treatment is shorter, cheaper, and far less scary. Prevention, after all, is the cheapest gift you can give yourself. Studies by the American Hospital Association reveal that older adults living solo arrive at emergency departments with more advanced stages of disease than those living with partners, largely because early warning signs go unspoken or minimized. A persistent cough, a slow-healing sore, or nightly bathroom trips may feel manageable day by day, but they can signal conditions such as cancer, diabetes, or heart failure that become more costly to treat every month they remain hidden. Early detection is more than a slogan. It is the doorway to shorter hospital stays and simpler solutions. Dennis, 69, lives on a ranch outside Amarillo and prides himself on toughness. When a raspy cough lingered through spring, he blamed cedar pollen and pressed on with chores. A neighbor noticed shortness of breath during a fence repair and insisted on driving him to urgent care. X-rays revealed an early-stage lung tumor, small enough for minimally invasive surgery. Had Dennis waited another season, oncologists warned, he would face chemotherapy, extensive lung removal, and months away from his horses. That neighborly intervention spared Dennis both suffering and the steep medical bills that often follow late detection, proving that pride should never outrank partnership. Borrow Dennis's lesson and build an early warning system today. First, schedule standing appointments, annual physical, dental cleaning, eye exam, and set smartphone reminders 1 month and 1 week before each date. Second, grant a trusted relative or friend proxy access to your online patient portal so someone else receives lab results and can nudge you if values slip. Third, keep a simple symptom diary on the refrigerator door. Write down any change, weight fluctuation, new ache, altered bathroom habit, or persistent heartburn that lasts longer than 2 weeks. Patterns emerge on paper before they register in memory, giving your doctor a crucial head start when it counts most. As you can see, independence is not merely the absence of roommates. It is the presence of smart systems that guard your well-being around the clock. With a calendar full of check UPS, a friend watching the patient portal, and notes on the fridge, you convert healthcare from an emergency response into a daily partnership. Those small safeguards free up valuable time and energy for hobbies, travel, and treasured grandkid visits, proving that discipline today buys freedom tomorrow. Let us summarize the journey and close with one practical challenge you can begin before your head hits the pillow tonight. Promise yourself boldly. Quick recap. You have learned 5 silent threats: heart strain from hidden stress, sneaky malnutrition, lurking home hazards, mood-driven memory loss, and postponed medical care, plus the simple action steps that defuse each one. None of those fixes require expensive gadgets or large bank withdrawals. They ask only for awareness, repeatable routines, and a willingness to invite people back into your story through a walking group, a community choir, a cooking buddy, or a trusted neighbor who will text when the porch light stays off too long. Together, those habits weave a safety net so strong that living alone transforms into a stage for freedom rather than fear every single brave day. If this message sparked a new idea or reminded you of someone you care about, do not keep it a secret. Share the link right now so another gentleman can trade worry for wellness. While you are at it, tap the thumbs up button so YouTube knows content for seniors matters, and hit subscribe plus the notification bell to join our growing community of wise, independent men who refuse to age quietly. Your click costs nothing, yet it fuels future videos packed with practical guidance and uplifting stories. Until next time, stay active, stay connected, and remember, living alone does not mean facing life alone, especially when we're traveling this path together. Also, leave a comment below telling me which tip you'll start tonight. Your feedback shapes future episodes and lifts men across the nation.